Hey, welcome back to Scenic Horizon. This is the third week of our series about renewal and fresh starts. For week 3, we're going to embrace God's timing. So waiting is the hardest part of life. We live in an instant gratification world where 5 minutes can feel like forever. So when it comes to waiting for breakthrough, change, or renewal, it can feel unbearable. But here's the truth. God's timing is never wrong. It may not match your schedule, but it is always perfect. Today, we'll explore how to embrace the seasons of waiting, trust God's timing, and grow through the in-between. There is frustration in waiting. We all want results immediately. We want instant answers, instant success, instant healing. But renewal rarely shows up on our timeline. God is like a master gardener. He plants seeds, waters, prunes, and cultivates, often in ways we can't see. Growth happens in unseen seasons. Think about bamboo. For years, nothing seems to happen. Then, suddenly, it shoots up feet in weeks. Similarly, God may be growing unseen strength, resilience, or wisdom in your life before the visible breakthrough comes. Waiting is not wasted time. It's preparation. But delays aren't denials. Isaiah 40:31 reminds us, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." Waiting builds strength. Waiting builds endurance. Sometimes a closed door today is God protecting you from a bigger failure tomorrow. Now here's a story about waiting. Let's imagine a guy named Aaron, right? He applied for his dream job and was rejected. For months, he felt stuck, frustrated, and discouraged. But during that time, he pursued skill development, mentorship, and volunteering opportunities. When the right position finally opened, he was fully prepared, not just to succeed, but to excel. The first no was actually a redirection. Had he achieved the first job, he would have been underprepared. Waiting allowed God to shape him for greater impact. There is growth that happens while waiting. During seasons of waiting, we learn patience, resilience, and discernment. Waiting forces us to reflect. Where am I growing? What am I learning? How am I becoming stronger, wiser, and more compassionate? Instead of seeing waiting as a punishment, see it as a preparation. God is working, even when we cannot see it. So here's some exercises to do. We're going to journal this, right? Take a moment to identify one area of life where you feel stuck. Okay, now got your journal ready? Let's journal these questions. What can I learn in this season? Take your time and write down an answer to that. How about, how is God shaping me right now? You got that? Okay, now what skills, habits, or wisdom could I be cultivating while I wait? Some interesting questions, right? Take your time answering those. You might learn to give you some patience. Okay, now replace the frustration with curiosity and trust. When you start seeing waiting as a season of growth rather than loss, the perspective shifts dramatically. Okay, now let's reflect a little bit. Let's go from journaling to reflection. Where are you impatient right now? How might waiting be shaping you for something greater? And what is one thing you can do today to grow in this season? Right? Change your perspective. Change how you look at waiting. Waiting on all these questions to be answered. So let's have some daily applications. So instead of asking, when will this change? Ask, how can I grow today? Even small actions shift perspective from frustration to faith. Pray, journal, or reflect on one small step you can take daily. Growth compounds over time. So let's think about another story of patience, right? Imagine a woman who was mentored, waited years for the right relationship. During the wait, she focused on personal growth, friendships, and spiritual development. When the right person came along, she was ready, equipped, and confident. The waiting season had prepared her for success. If she had rushed into the first opportunity, it would not have aligned with her growth or purpose. Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us, there is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. God's timing is never late. It is perfect. Trusting His timing means surrendering our schedules, relinquishing control, and believing that He sees the bigger picture. James 5:7-8 also encourages us to be patient, then, brothers and sisters, until the Lord's coming. See how the farmer waits for the land to yield its valuable crop, patiently waiting for the autumn and spring rains. Like the farmer, we cultivate patience while God cultivates our harvest. You gotta overcome the impatience. Impatience often leads to frustration, anxiety, and rash decisions. But by practicing gratitude, journaling growth, and focusing on small daily steps, we anchor ourselves in faith. Consider each day a seed planted in preparation for the harvest. Small steps, prayer, active services, learning, reflection, strengthen your character and faith. When we embrace God's timing, we see setbacks as redirection, delays as preparation, and waiting as fertile ground for growth. The perspective shift is key. Instead of asking, why is this taking so long? We begin asking, how is God shaping me in this moment? So let's do a visualization exercise. So imagine a seed planted in the soil. It lies hidden for weeks, unseen. You water it, care for it, and yet nothing happens. Then, one day, it sprouts. God works similarly in our lives. Growth often happens unseen until the right moment arrives. Your faithfulness during the hidden season determines the strength of the eventual growth. So let's close out today. God's timing is always right. The slow seasons are not wasted. They are preparation. Trust His schedule. Grow where you are. Believe that what is coming is worth the wait. Embrace patience, strengthen your character, prepare for the breakthrough that God has carefully orchestrated.